Oh, look at this. We got a legend joining us here, huh? A legend joining us here. You're going to see him at UFC 314. Jim, well, I can't say we're on the radio, Jim, so I can't say your full name, unfortunately, today. But join us here on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop 2,000 Toyotas online, on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, and toyotaofhollywood.com. Jim Miller, an absolute UFC legend. Thanks for the time, man. Really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me on, guys.
You're taking on this kid Chase Hooper. We had him back when he was 19 fighting on the regional scene here, Jim. Like, does it make you like? Do you like this scenario of taking on the young whippersnappers? Does it make you feel old, or do you like teaching them a thing or two?
Being old makes me feel old. I've been doing this for a long time. I've essentially averaged 3 fights a year in the UFC for whatever it is now, 16 going on 17 years. So, I've been like living in that crucible that is like fight camp, essentially my entire adult life. So, I don't have to fight 25-year-olds or anybody younger to feel it at this point. But yeah, like Chase he's a young up and comer. He's a stud. It gets me excited because I have seen him fight for a while now, and I've been a fan of his for a bit.
Jim, is this one of these situations like you've been around forever and UFC says, you know what? If this guy is legit, he's got to get through Jim. Are you like kind of like the gatekeeper of like UFC and your division simply because, you've been at it so long?
Maybe like the term gatekeeper, honestly, in MMA kind of gets thrown around as like a little bit of a not a compliment, right?
Oh no.
But it honestly, it's like, hey, I'm here to fight. And I have fought a lot of guys that went on to fight for the title and guys that became champ and guys that were former champ and stuff. So like I've fought a who's who and it's really just about, like, for me, it's just about the fight. Like I don't really look at it any other way than that. Like, my job Saturday night is to go out and to win in a way that makes me happy, which is violent and dominant. And, like there's not a picture of me in the octagon after winning a decision where I'm happy, and that's just who I am. So like, yeah, like the goal has always been to go out and win in the way that I get pumped for it. But yeah, like if these guys want to get through to the top of the division, they have to fight their way up. And I'm here, so it's bound to happen.
But the thing that's incredible about you, Jim, is like a lot of times we see when things happen with guys in your sport and it gets to the fall off, like usually it's like you go to the Wikipedia, there's a lot of red there. Mm-hmm. I'm so impressed by not only the activity that you keep every single year, but you're still winning, man. Like you're submitting guys months ago. Like, how do you stay sharp like that? Because normally we see, like, once it seems like it starts falling off for a UFC fighter, like it's hard for them to get back in the mindset of just getting a win.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the time to get into all of it, right? Like there's a lot of things that have helped me, extend my career. And honestly, I feel like it's been some of the bad stuff, right? I was diagnosed with Lyme disease in 2016. I believe that I was bit. I had my first symptoms in 2013. So I went about 2.5 years, pushing 3 years, with it undiagnosed, and the symptoms beat the tar out of me, and I felt like it was, hey, I've been a professional fighter for a decade, fighting the best in the world. This is what I'm supposed to feel like. And I kind of just pushed it to the side. And I was like, this is my body just telling me I've been going too hard. And when I was diagnosed, I not that I had a bad lifestyle to begin with. I just really started focusing on those things that were going to make me better through the Lyme disease while I was still competing. And honestly, I think taking that type of approach really has been one of those things that added to my career. I started making a lot of those decisions. I mean, food quality is one of those things that now in 2025, everybody talks about. I was doing that 10 years ago, because I had to. I was forced to. It wasn't just a choice. It was like so I could survive, so I could continue doing what I love to do and support my family. Um, so like I was pushed to make these decisions that were going to just get me through those hard times, but they ended up helping with that longevity.
What is it about Chase? Like, what are the things that you focus on? Because obviously, the guy's been grappling since he was like a toddler. You're obviously one of the best to do it. So, are there things that even like with all your knowledge, like he's just maybe not even be prone to, just because you have miles and miles of experience in the octagon with it?
Yeah, you know what? He is a tough dude, and he's got that like kind of newer age um uh style of grappling, right? It's like it's very flowy. It's very like you don't push back. I come from my black belt I got under Jamie Cruz, who was known for his pressure game. And he was a Henzo Gracie black belt and one of Henzo's, one of his first, I believe, in his top 10, or first 10. Um, so I come from that like more traditional, heavy grinding style of jujitsu, and honestly, I've learned a lot of the new stuff because you have to adapt, you have to change, but you also have to play to your strengths in the fight. So I know what my strengths are, and I feel like it's a good matchup. But yeah, he's tricky. He's very flexible. He throws up his legs from positions where there are a lot of guys that can't do that type of stuff, and myself being one of them. I can't throw my ankles behind my ears, and it looks like he can do that type of stuff. So he's very aggressive. He's throwing punches in every position. Like I said before, like I'm a fan of his. I like watching him fight. So it it's it's nutty to think of that, like, hey, like he turned 9 years old when I signed with the UFC, right? Like it's pretty crazy, right? He
Yeah.
is a talented grappler, but I was a black belt fighting the best in the world when he was in like the fifth grade. So like he's trading those, like, those crazy, what the heck, those little rubber bands that, like, they were like big in the 2010 era, right? Like, like, and I was a black belt fighting the best in the world. So experience is a tool, it's a weapon. I've made it my mission this entire time. Every time out there, win or lose, I'm trying to learn something new. I'm trying to pick up something. There are always mistakes. I've never had a perfect fight, and I don't believe I ever will. So like I've been a student of the game this whole time. So like, that experience and that mindset, I feel like carries me to win on Saturday.
Is there something like old school? Because we talk all the time in sports radio, like where Leroy's like the run game is lost in football. In basketball, there's too many threes. In baseball, no pitcher can go past 4 innings anymore. Is there something as like in the old school that you will not break on? You're like, I'm not learning this new confounded thing that everybody loves in mixed martial arts.
Um, you know, uh, it's not necessarily that I won't learn stuff, right? Particularly in like the jujitsu side, right? Everybody tries to like make everything their own, and it bugs the heck out of me that every position now has like 6 names, and some of them use like partial Japanese, and like you're always dealing with some Portuguese in there as well, and it's like, because everybody wants to name something, a position, and I rag on my instructor all the time when he's just ripping out like, oh well, this is side saddle, or the honey hole, or the outside ashi, and all that, and it's like they're all the same position. Just show me the position. I don't care about the name at this point. So the naming thing is really the biggest thing that bugs me, that I just I don't care. I'll do the movement. I'll do the move. I'll work on it. I'll get as good as I can at it. If it fits into my game, I will make it part of my game. If it doesn't, I'll know it to defend it. But I don't care about the names.
He's like old school. He's not a fan of sampling either.
Yeah.
Yeah, come up with your own thing. Don't use somebody else's music and rebrand it.
Jim Miller, we can't wait to see you this weekend. UFC 314 is taking on Chase Hooper, a stacked card at the Kaseya Center. Go get your tickets now if you guys want to go see it right at the Heat's house, and of course available on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Always a thrill, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you for so much for having me, guys.
That is the all-time UFC wins leader, a bona fide legend.